icstars is something different to every person. What is the change that we're making? What we learn is that we constantly have to make opportunities. It can't just be about ourselves. There is this sense that it's bigger than me. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than this class of interns. It's bigger than the staff. As an organization, we invest a lot of money in every individual who comes here. So every seat is $20,000. And that's expensive. You know, you're thinking like 4-month internship, 12 hours a day, 1,000 hours, you know. Still, that's as much as any, you know, quality university in town. And that investment is that, you know, each one of us impacts 1,000. And so we're really saying, rather than teaching thousands and thousands of people at once, how do we leverage an individual to make an impact and impact 1,000 people? And the truth is, we've got 1,000 community leaders right now. It's the network of i.c.stars. It's the community. But if at any moment in time we don't sort of recognize that this is a living organism, this community, it will dissipate. And so there's constantly got to be this infusion of energy and talent and passion and compassion in order for it to really work. We do 4 events a year, and they're more think tank thought leadership events. We engage our alums and our interns and infuse them in this model so that at every table there's a conversation happening with the future.
We are a training program for people who are looking to make a change in their lives. We are also a staffing brand, and we will not send anyone out into the streets as an i.c.stars alum unless they have really not just met expectations, but exceeded expectations, learned more than they thought they could learn. Sandy Castrol talks about overstanding, not just understanding. Really being able to add value the minute that you get into a job. That's what we're interested in helping to foment is a career path.
We recognize that the world of technology is shifting from a lot of money being spent on back office operations, email and documents and network, to more front office activities, marketing, tracking interactions with customers, working closer with business customers. So we needed a way to begin to shift towards that new world of marketing-centered technology. And so the work that our team is doing in the social enterprise to manage blogs and email newsletters and to do marketing for companies has really enabled us to get right on the front lines of that, to be innovators in that space, both for our clients and for the things we learn how to do that we can then bring back to the training program and teach in the context of the more traditional bread and butter i.c.stars. The vision within Chicago is to be able to expand the social operation, the social enterprise operation, to support 120 employees at any point in time. And you know, that's up from where we are now with 20. It's a pretty substantial growth. At that number, the program itself is self-sustaining. And so we will have achieved a pretty big milestone in the non-for-profit world, being able to completely generate our own self-sustaining income stream that pays for the recruitment and the training program itself.
The i.c.stars 2012 is about transformation. I probably get a call every other week from a city that says, I want to have i.c.stars. And what's interesting about that is that it's coming from 3 areas. It's coming from sort of the IT sector, because there's a great demand for IT talent, or it's coming from the university sector. So colleges are saying, you know, we don't have as many folks going into IT. We would love to have an engaging program within our school. Or it's coming from this sort of small business entrepreneurial bent that we are on as a nation. That we know that entrepreneurs and startups are going to create the next jobs. And so how do we train, how do we shore up folks for starting those enterprises? And so all 3 of those things we fit in really nicely because we're a great channel for that. So the first step in our expansion process is called the Legacy Project. And so what we'll do is we'll go to a city. I'll say to that city who calls and say, okay, here's what you need. You need to find 12 people, 12 very diverse people, to come to the table for a 3-day seminar. And that would include an entrepreneur, a CIO, somebody in marketing, an HR person, a workforce development person, an educator, community organizer, an artist. And so you're starting to see, like, wow, these are going to be people with very diverse ideas. But basically, they're going to do some root cause analysis. They're going to do some of our signature leadership curriculum. And they're going to create a blueprint for what they want in that city, how to solve the problem. Because Atlanta is going to be different than Detroit, than DC, than LA. The world of work doesn't look the same anymore. So why do we educate people the same as we always have? And so how do we really, sort of blow up the walls in our education to make the next generation of true technology, business, and community leaders?
Good afternoon. And you're watching a live interactive show from i.c.stars with cantv. Today we'll be discussing i.c.stars and everything that it entails with our 4-month paid internship. My name is Jerry Johnson. This is my colleague Eric Hernandez.
Hello.
So we'll both be going over our experiences within the program and just telling you a little bit more about the program and what you can expect, different things that we're doing throughout the city, and just trying to be a resource for people to get to better opportunities throughout their lives, using technology as a strong suit. Okay? Cool. So would you like to start?
Yeah, so I think just a little background into what our organization is. So since 1999, we've been building this internship that has kind of evolved throughout the years. I think you'd agree with.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think. So I'll give you a little bit of background. Who I am. Again, Eric Hernandez. I'm from cycle 27. I've transitioned from intern to now staff member with i.c.stars, the organization. And it's a 4-month internship, 1,000 hours of learning, 300 learning projects, I think, we go through. And it's just been an awesome experience. Now I have kind of a little bit of an idea of what the internship was like, and I can kind of be that voice to future interns, to the staff members, and say, hey, there are some struggles here, or we can benefit, by slowing down here, or these guys are doing really awesome. Let's move on to, let's push it harder and move on to the next portion of the next project in the internship.
Yeah, definitely. So just to touch base back to what he said, i.c.stars, it's a 4-month paid internship. We pay you guys $600 a month. It's a full-time internship, Monday through Friday, and the hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The amount of resources and organizations that we're connected with are extreme, and then your opportunities will be ecstatic once you finish the program. I'm an alumni of Cycle 14 myself. It was about 2006, somewhere around there. And it was a little different back then, but now it's been tailored more to just getting people to those opportunities, like creating entrepreneurs, and just giving everyone a better standing point within their lives. So like I said, it is a 4-month internship. For those entire 4 months, you'll go through 3 projects. The first project is responding to an RFP, which is a request for a proposal. Basically, a client will come in and they'll have some type of business or challenge or technology need, and then these guys will reach out to the interns for help. So a few projects ago, project 1 was Bally's Total Fitness, and they wanted like a mobile application developed for the health and fitness center. So we hire 15 to 20 interns per cycle. And in those 15 to 20 interns, they break down into smaller groups of 4s and 5. These smaller groups essentially become like smaller consulting firms, and they work in a competition sense on this same project. Whatever the first project entails, we'll have a support structure for you for that entire time. And if it's creating a website, we'll have real website developers. If it's creating a mobile application, we'll have real mobile application developers assisting you guys throughout the entire process. The cool thing about the program is that you don't need any technology experience to get into the program. Really, you just need the passion to learn and be creative and come up with solutions for problems. The second project is our entrepreneurial project. The teams will switch gears and work with different people. They'll have a different role than they had on the first project. Project 2, you may be the project manager. Project 1, you may be the chief marketing officer. Just to get you in the feel of seeing what these different roles look like and participating on working with different people. This is an e-commerce business project that you guys will set up your own internet website, and whether you're selling goods or services, whether you're in the nonprofit sector, whether you're in the social media sector, whatever you guys decide to do as far as your entrepreneurial competition is totally fine. We'll give you some assistance with guidance and just, yes, that's a good idea, or no, that's a bad idea type situation. Yep. Each team will create their own business plan. They'll get their own business cards. At the end of that project, we go back to a group of venture capitalists and we present to the venture capitalists these ideas. Venture capitalists then get to choose which team had the best idea, and that team will win that competition. And then you'll jump right into the third project. The third project is similar to Project 1, but it's more for a nonprofit this time. Like ourselves, we are a nonprofit, so this is our way of giving back to other nonprofits. We'll find a nonprofit and just come up with a technical solution for them. For the most part, it's creating them a website, a database system, a mobile application, a donor management system, just some type of system to help them on their path of growth while working. You'll work on these projects throughout the entire 4 months. It's intense, it's full-time, and like I said, the hours are from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And most people get a little shaky when they hear that, but it's all about yourself and you as a person and how determined you are to see change in your life. And if you are so determined, then it will be a breeze for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, this is a great opportunity to collaborate with equally as passionate individuals, who are resilient. And, now we're able to provide you a safe space where you can leverage this and come up with some really awesome ideas. Kind of just going back to, the e-commerce project, that's really interesting, especially in the city of Chicago, is where we are the tech hub, right? So they're calling Chicago Prairie Valley, kind of similar to Silicon Valley, right? And so we're understanding that the technology community is awesome. It's great. You have agencies like 1871 as an example, and we really want to be able to provide that space and that opportunity for technologists to help and promote that their ideas. But there are other organizations too, like Blue 1641 is another one. Right, exactly. That we want to make sure that we make those connections with. And I remember during my internship, it's like you have this idea and you think it's great. Now you're in a space to say, okay, prove it. Right. But not just prove it, but our organization here will give you the tools to help you go from idea to a concept. And at the end of the fourth week during this project, you are presenting to venture capitalists who are always looking for that next great idea to fund and provide seed money for. So I think that's an awesome opportunity, and we want to make sure that we provide that to every intern that comes into our organization.
Yeah, definitely, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a technology type of idea. The cool thing about technology is that it spans over every business industry that you can think of, from the large businesses to the small businesses to the for-profits to the non-profits, from all the way from Blue Cross Blue Shield down to McDonald's. They all have some form of technology. So if you can just understand technology in a complex degree, then you can pretty much make yourself marketable to any company or industry that you have a passion about. And that's what we pretty much give to you. We give you all the tools to build yourself and learn more about technology and use technology as a bridge to get you to that point of where you want to be, whether it's in the music industry, whether it's in the arts, whether it's in the movies, whatever you can think of, it has some form of technology. And we just want to give you the tool sets to help you build on that career path that you're trying to take.
Yeah, absolutely. And we may come up as a technology organization, but really at our core as a nonprofit, we are here to build leaders. And so our mission is to have 1,000 leaders, community leaders by 2020. And really that's what the application process is about. That's what the internship is about. Yes, we want to make that change in technology, but technology is really just a tool. What we want to do is make that impact in our communities, in ourselves. And so during the internship, you will have we'll have plenty of things to do. From projects to workshops. We have a what we call night coding. So it's 6 p.m. to about 8 o'clock, and sometimes we stay there later because we're really just geeking out. But I think, at least for me, during my experience of the internship, it really focused on the idea of, who am I and who am I impacting? What am I impacting? So you go through a bunch of workshops and you kind of really discover yourself, how what your management style is, what your learning style is, and how best to facilitate that. And I feel like that's an awesome, an opportunity that I wanted to take advantage. And again, now as a staff member for i.c.stars, I'm able to pay it forward and see how the future interns are progressing in their discovery as well.
Definitely, and just like you said, the leadership quality behind that is that if we take this next cycle that's graduating and everybody creates their own business and they become entrepreneurs, then the cycle behind that, they can hire those guys to work for them and just continue this cycle of just paying it forward and creating opportunities for others. That's definitely the core of i.c.stars. It just touched bases with so many people. We get people from tremendous different backgrounds, ethnicities, anything you can think of, any type of struggles or anything that you've been through. Being able to learn technology and use that to build on yourself and make things better for you is definitely that opportunity here at i.c.stars. So I know you guys see the number listed below. If you guys are interested in any information regarding i.c.stars or getting into this internship, feel free to call that number and they'll give you all the information you need. They'll connect you with us. Myself, I'm the recruitment manager, and like I said, Eric Hernandez, he's the tech fellow. He pretty much controls everything for us, which is great. But yeah, we're recruiting on a 4-month basis yearly around, and we take 20 interns. I go through maybe 300 to 400 interviews throughout those 4 months, and we wing it down to those 20 people. The cool thing about i.c.stars is that we never say no. It's always a not right now. Absolutely. Or just get better, or just go get some more skills before you get ready for this internship, because it's tough. Trust me, it's tough as ever, but you can definitely make it through without any issues. So we recruit every 4 months. We have a cycle, so that's like 3 cycles per year. We may take a 2-week break in between to kind of revamp curriculum. I'm currently recruiting for cycle 30, which is set to begin in mid-January, so like January 15th, around that date. If anyone is interested, like I said, feel free to call in on this line and they will connect you with us, and we'll give you all the information you can get into the program. The application process is fairly easy. You go through about 6 or 7 different assessments. Each assessment may have 6 or 7 questions per assessment. Every question has to be answered in essay form. The cool thing about the questions is that they're all existential questions, so there's no right or wrong answers. They're more just passion-oriented, goal-oriented. Like, what's your educational goals, what's your future goals, what's your career goals, and things like that. So for the most part, the entire application is just bragging on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, how hard is it to talk good about yourself, right?
Yeah, and it's just it's an opportunity to get to know you a little bit more as well. We want this to be an informal, conversation. We want to make sure that we're a right fit for you and you're a right fit for us as well. Because we always go back and say, we need you, not the other way around. Exactly. And that's really what we emphasize. And it's really great that you mentioned, Jerry, that we never we never say never to people who are applying. We just say not right now. And so one of the ways that we try to help help those individuals that have not gotten in just yet is we've provided a satellite portion of the icstars and what we call satellitestars.org, and that's where I facilitate a couple webinars weekly, and it ranges everywhere from intro to programming, creating your LinkedIn account, buying a domain and setting up your website. Those are just kind of a couple seminars that I provide, and just to help you along and get a taste for some of the technology tools that we do during the internship as well.
Right, definitely. And just to touch base back to that, like he was saying, moving forward, the next shows that we will be hosting will be like introduction to programming and creating Google Docs and using LinkedIn and using social media to build awareness, build brand awareness, whatever the case is, just understanding these small technology tricks that can help you in your future goals and endeavors as far as getting a career and starting your life wherever you want to start it at. So we are set for the next year. We have a show once a month. And the next one will definitely be a more interactive, more informal, and that way you guys can kind of sit in and learn some basic steps on just programming, coding, and setting up everything you need to learn as far as getting prepared for the internship. As well as with that, we're working on creating in-house bridge program, you should say, where that those people who are not really ready can sit through several different workshops. We've created partnerships with other different companies who give you life skills. If you need help with GED, we have companies that can get you your GED and things like that. Just going through these different workshops to better prepare you for the internship whenever it starts for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, definitely we learn more from your feedback than anything else. And if we have just a few more minutes, I'd like to just kind of promote our website here as well, and just kind of go through the process. And I'll change it over to the overhead, and that way, Jerry, you can kind of go through just kind of where we would apply, where individuals can apply to.
Cool. So, yeah, that flashing the lights, we got a few minutes. So, if you see this is our website homepage. If you go to the applicant section, you will see there, the applicant section, that's where you can go and start to fill out your profile. There's a big button there to the far left. It says apply now. Once you create that profile, and fill out the information, at the end of that profile, it'll prompt you to schedule yourself for an information session. Once you do that, then I will reach out back to you and we can set up a date and time for you to come out. I'll basically go through all the details of the program, everything you can expect, and then you can just decide there if you want to move forward with the application process. So again, if you want any information, you can feel free to call this job hotline. And they will connect you with us, and we will get back to you guys as soon as possible. It's been great hosting this show.
Absolutely, with you. I'm excited for future shows. I
look forward to the next shows, definitely.
Great.
And they're steady flashing that light. That means
so remember, icstars.org and satellitestars.org for the weekly webinars.
Definitely.
Thank you very much, guys.
Have a great evening.
Take care.